So tell us about this journey. So I know that Foyr Neo was not the first product that Foyr built, right? So the journey from your probably initially you were enterprise focused, and then how did this transition to Foyr Neo and getting to that product market fit? How did you identify that this is the target segment that you want to cater for? So talk to us about that, because a lot of product companies are also going through that phase.
Sure, sure. So people who've been following our journey know that we started off as an interior design firm where we did end-to-end interior design for end customers, meaning we had the design, implementation, and the execution phase. Uh, and similar to Homelane and Live Space, right?
Sure.
But our DNA, the company DNA was such that we were all from software backgrounds, right? Our founder, Mr. Gosu, is an industry veteran in the software industry. Our marketing person has been building software and selling software for 10 years, right? It was a question of when we moved to software, and what we realized during our journey as an interior design firm was that we were taking more time in doing design than the money that we were getting for doing design. So we thought that this is not a very optimized way of doing things, and it was a very fragmented space. So we started looking out for software that would help us go there, do this in an optimized way. And then we realized that there was nothing out there in the market. So that is the genesis of the problem. And then I actually spoke to a lot of interior design firms, um, like startups and freelancers and studios and the larger design firms, and we realized that this problem was there throughout the industry.
Okay.
So we decided that this is the problem that we wanted to tackle, and what we pick up and what is the minimum viable product. For that, what I did was I broke all the uh, customers that I had interviewed into segments.
Yeah.
And then I created a 2x2 matrix where I plotted the need versus the complexity that is required and the market size, and plotted these different segments on the graph, and that gave us a very clear picture as to what are the 2 or 3 segments that we should focus on. Until today, we are just focusing on those segments, even though we've started selling globally. We started off in India, but we started then moved to Singapore, then US, then Europe. We realized that this is a global problem, and in fact, the problem is more in developed countries than in India, right?
Okay. And why is that so? That developed countries have more of this problem?
So essentially, people have a lot of paying capacity.
Okay.
So they do want to get design done, but the problem is not the willingness to use a software, but it was essentially not having the right software. So a lot of our target audience are solopreneurs or have a two member team.
Sure.
So they want to focus on business and not so much on getting the best design, using the best software out there, right?
Correct.
So the software should be just good enough to get their work done. And this is what we kind of realized, that if we are just good enough, then people would be willing to use our software. Then, for example, if you look at Photoshop, right, it has so many capabilities,
Correct.
but you don't need most of them when you're doing design.
Certainly.
So we kind of figured that out for our market very, very early. And yeah.
I think, yeah, two big lessons there. I've heard this again and again, that this 2x2 matrix solves a lot of problems, whether in life or in business.
Yeah.
And then second thing about satisfies, right? So knowing that at what point you should just be happy with the product, and